For years, we've used artificial intelligence like a search box. We ask a question, AI gives us an answer. But something fundamental is changing. What if you didn't have to tell AI every single step? What if you could simply give it a goal and let it figure out how to get the job done? Search, analyze, write code, use tools, make decisions, and take action. This is the world of AI agents. Let's make one thing clear. An AI agent is not simply another name for a chatbot. A chatbot is primarily designed to respond to your request. An agent is designed to work toward a goal. You might ask a chatbot, how can I improve my database performance? It can explain indexes, queries, execution plans, and different optimization techniques. But imagine telling an AI agent, analyze this database and identify the biggest performance problems. Now the system could potentially inspect information, use approved tools, analyze the results, and produce an actionable report. That's the important shift, from answering to doing. So what actually makes an AI system an agent? At the center is an AI model capable of reasoning about a task. Then come the tools, a browser, a is, files, databases, code execution, business applications, and other systems. The agent receives a goal. It determines the steps required. It uses the tools available to it. It observes the results, and it can continue working until the task reaches a defined outcome. Memory and context can help it keep track of what has already happened, and guardrails define what the agent is allowed to do. Think about it this way. The model is the brain, the tools are the hands, memory provides the context, and the agent is the system coordinating everything. Let's take a simple, real-world example. Imagine you tell an AI agent, find me the best laptop for software development under 80,000 rupees. A basic chatbot might give you a list based on what it already knows, but an agentic system could be designed to search current information, compare specifications, evaluate your requirements, and produce a recommendation. Now take it one step further. Imagine saying, monitor laptop prices and tell me when a model matching my requirements becomes available. Now the system isn't simply answering a question, it's performing a workflow. And this is where AI agents become really interesting. For software developers, this could become one of the biggest changes. Instead of asking AI, write this function, you could give it a larger software task, understand the existing code, find the relevant files, identify the problem, make the required changes, run tests, investigate failures, and prepare the result for review. This doesn't mean developers disappear. In fact, the developer's role may become even more important. Less time could be spent typing repetitive code, and more time could be spent on architecture, design, security, business requirements, and deciding whether the result is actually correct. The developer may increasingly become the person who directs and reviews the work, rather than manually performing every individual step. And software development is only one example. Think about IT operations. An AI agent could monitor systems, investigate alerts, gather diagnostic information, analyze logs, and prepare a report for an engineer. In business, agents could process documents, analyze data, summarize reports, and move information between approved systems. In research, agents could investigate a question across multiple sources and organize the findings. In customer support, an agent could understand a request, retrieve relevant information, perform approved actions, and escalate complex cases to a human. The common idea is simple. Give the system a goal, provide the right tools, set the right permissions, and let it execute a controlled workflow. And this isn't purely theoretical anymore. Major technology companies are building agentic capabilities directly into products that developers and consumers already use. Google is bringing agentic capabilities into search and other AI experiences. OpenAI is building tools and infrastructure for agents that can work across software environments. Microsoft and other technology companies are also developing agent-based workflows for software development and business operations. And across the industry, the direction is becoming increasingly clear. AI is moving from conversation toward action. But here's where things get serious. An AI that can only generate text has limited ability to directly affect the world. An AI agent with access to your files, applications, accounts, or databases is different. If it makes a mistake, the mistake can become an action. Imagine an agent accidentally modifying the wrong database, sending the wrong email, deleting an important file, sharing confidential information, or making a business decision based on incorrect data. That's why agentic AI introduces a completely new security challenge. What can the agent access? What is it allowed to change? Which actions require human approval? Can every action be logged? Can we stop it when something goes wrong? And what happens when the agent misunderstands the objective? These aren't optional questions. They're part of the architecture. The more powerful the agent becomes, the more important permissions, monitoring, testing, and human oversight become. So, will AI agents replace humans? I think there's a better question. Which people will become dramatically more productive because they know how to work with AI agents? A developer who delegates repetitive work can spend more time on architecture. An IT professional can spend less time collecting information and more time solving complex problems. A business analyst can spend less time preparing data and more time making decisions. A researcher can spend less time searching manually and more time evaluating the results. But human judgment remains critical, especially when the cost of being wrong is high. AI can help us move faster, but moving faster in the wrong direction is not progress. Now look at the bigger picture. First, AI learned to talk with us, then it started helping us work. Now we're building systems that can execute tasks, and the next step is coordination. Multiple agents, multiple tools, multiple systems, working together toward a larger objective. Imagine one agent researching a problem, another analyzing the data, another writing code, another testing the result, and another preparing a final report, all working as part of one larger workflow. That is where the idea of agentic systems becomes much more powerful. The computer is becoming less like a tool we operate and more like a system we delegate work to. And that leads us to the biggest question. If AI can eventually perform more and more of the digital work we do today, what should we actually delegate? Simple tasks, repetitive tasks, research, coding, analysis? And where should humans always remain in control? That's a conversation we're going to have for years. But one thing is already clear. The AI revolution isn't only about getting better answers anymore. It's about AI that can act. And the people who learn how to use it responsibly may have a very different relationship with technology tomorrow. The computer used to wait for us to tell it exactly what to do. AI agents are changing that relationship. And the question is no longer, can AI answer my question? It's becoming, what can I safely delegate to it? This is TechMinds. Learn, build, solve. If you want to understand the technology shaping what's next, subscribe to TechMinds. Because the future isn't just something we watch, it's something we build.